We were really fed this episode. I feel full. I feel excited. I feel satiated. We are talking about Love Island Season 7, Episode 33. Nicolandria, Shelly, and Ace. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. This is Bits of Banter with Antoinette. We talk about TikTok drama, YouTube drama, reality TV, basically any type of drama, okay? This is for educational purpose only, but for like tea and for like TV. We might judge a little bit or a lot. It's really up to you. But if you like content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the top or the bottom, wherever it is for you, because you definitely don't want to miss this tea from me. You definitely don't want to miss this Bits of Banter. Let's get into it. It was somewhat of a filler episode. A little bit, okay? That's the tea. It was a somewhat of a filler episode, okay? But a couple things, some of the top things, because we're going to be quick about it today. I know I have not been here for a while, but like I could not keep up with Love Island. But this episode was really good. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Huda and Chris. Let's get that over with. First of all, we start with basically them having the same conversation that they had last week or had yesterday or the day before, whatever. And basically Chris ends up saying that he doesn't want to talk about it. He's like kind of over it. He doesn't really like to like move drama from the day before to today. However, you've been talking about this drama all day with other people. So you did move the drama from yesterday to today. Right. Also, she ends up being like, do you want to talk about it? He said no. And she's like, do you have anything to say? He said no. I mean, it's giving passive aggressive to me. It's giving passive aggressive. And I'm not even a hood stan. I feel like she's really not there to like actually solve this issue. You know what I mean? She obviously has her own issues. She keeps saying that she doesn't like PDA, even though I feel like that's a lie because she did lots of PDA with Jeremiah. She said she wants to do things differently than with Jeremiah, except she's sleeping with this man pretty quickly. No judgment. No judgment, no tea. You know what I mean? In that respect. But like that is a fact. You're sleeping with him. You're saying that you don't like PDA. You don't like doing things in front of people, but you're sleeping with him in front of people in the room. It doesn't make sense. I get why he thinks it doesn't make sense. It's like the math isn't mathing, right? Right. So then she ends up saying like, okay, like, are you kind of like over this? And he's like, low key, yeah. And so she's like, okay, I mean, if you want to be done with this, then like, fine. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, that's not what I meant. I'm like, oh, I kind of get where she's coming from though. I was like, not to defend Huda. I was like, what's happening here? But like, I kind of get where she's coming from. You said you were low key done. That's how I would take it. I would think you were done with me. And he's like, I said, I'm done with the conversation. I was like, okay, well then you're going to need to be more specific about that, Boo Bear. You're going to be more specific about that because otherwise I'm taking it as you're done. Like you're done. We're done. That's what I'm going to be taking from that information. Right. Okay. So then later on, Amaya and Brian kind of get involved, and honestly, this whole thing, it was like literally 10 minutes of the episode. We didn't need it. But Amaya's so sweet, and Brian, obviously, like, I feel like I feel like that's a good man, Savannah. He's like playing around with with your antics. Love that for her, honestly. I really like them together. So they pretty much trick Chris and Huda into talking and trick them into getting onto the dock. They end up talking again. He's like, I don't want to, bring yesterday's drama in today. You already did because you were already talking crap about it and you've been like weird about it all day. So the drama is in today. Your anger did pass over to today. So like, why don't we just talk about it? Right? Why don't we just talk about it? But pretty much he said he's done with it and it's fine. And he's like, I'm just like not really gonna understand. She tried to explain again why, and he's like, you already said that. I'm not gonna understand. And then she had said earlier that she wanted to meet him in the middle. There was no meeting in the middle. But however, she ended up telling him right after this, after not meeting him in the middle, no compromise, being like, hey, so you know what? I actually like a little bit more attention. Is anyone surprised? No. She's like, I like a lot of attention. And is anyone surprised? No. Okay. So then not only did she not try to even meet him halfway or meet his needs, then she asked for her own needs at the end. It was just like, I just feel like, honestly, at this point, it is giving that this man is just waiting for the end of the show because he's checked out. He's checked out. I don't know what's going on with Huda. I think she actually is maybe not able to read the room and see that this man is checked out. He does not like you anymore. I do think he did like her. I think he did like her. And now I think he's just like waiting till the end of the show to be like, bye. I can't do this. Because he keeps telling Brian, I can't do this. I'm done with this. So I think that's his real feelings, honestly. Moving on. Nick and Alandria. Oh my God, we were fed. We were fed this episode. Honestly, they're so cute. And I've always been a Nick and Alandria fan, but I wasn't like, there's a lot of parts of me that were like, I'm unsure if they actually like really like each other. This episode definitely solved that for me. Solved that for me because the way that she smiles, the way that he smiles when the way that they are together, you can tell Alandria really likes him. You can tell that you've been being able to tell that Nick really likes Alandria, and you can tell that he's actually really trying to go at her pace. And him telling Ace like, you know what, we're not just friends. Like that's something I know. We're not just friends. He's always telling her how much he's always telling everybody how attracted he is to her, how much he loves being around her, how like he makes her happy, telling her how much how he's like, I'm just happy with you. I'm just happy with how nervous she makes him. Like it just like how pretty much he feels like a kid around her. Like honestly, there were just so many things. I was like, I was like, I was just being greedy. I just was sucking it all up. I was so excited. And the way that she looks at him, like you can tell that she really likes him, but I also feel like there is a part of Anna Landry that other people don't notice. It's like I feel like she's just also just a bit awkward. Like I feel like she doesn't actually really know what to do in a lot of ways, and she's also buttoned up. And I feel like maybe she also doesn't have a lot of experience with men being so like, I really like you. So I feel like she feels awkward, but you can tell she really likes it. So I do think there's some people who feel like she's being distant, and I'm like, I don't think she's being distant. I think she's just awkward. In all honesty, I think that's it. Like, like no tea, no shade. I think that she's just awkward. They end up also when what do we call it? Freako Nick, freak Nico or whatever, something like that. For the challenge, they were so cute. I mean, he was licking her up and down. I was like, okay, Nick. Okay, Nick. That was honestly so cute. And then I can't remember what they called each other. Frico Landria or something like that. And then when they got the kiss, that kiss, okay, that was a kiss of kisses. And just like Iris said, that was not a friendship kiss. That was not a friend. I mean, and the way that Nick kept going in for more, he was like, I can't get enough of this. I can't get enough of this. And then honestly, Shelly, I loved her I mean, I always love her, but I also really loved her this episode when she was like, I'm going to need a kiss when Alandra was talking to Shelly. She's like, I'm going to need a kiss. I'm going to need to hear about a kiss. And I was like, yes, thank you, girly, because that's what all of us want. That's what all of us want. We're going to all need a kiss. Okay? Okay. So then towards the end, they end up having a conversation after, and she was like, did you have fun? He's like, I definitely had a lot of fun. I definitely really liked the kiss. And we were like, we all did. We all did. And they were in soul ties, and I kept being like, and then he like, every time he kisses her hand, I was like, you can tell this man just wants to touch her, just wants to be near her. Like, he is like, oh, he's loving everything about Alandra. And I'm loving everything about him, loving everything about her, honestly. So then they do the photo booth, and then they do get a kiss. And honestly, though, one thing, whatever producer or editor cut that kiss short so we didn't get to see the full thing, count your days. Okay? Count your motherfucking days. Because we needed more. They're edging us, honestly. I feel like they're edging us. And I don't appreciate it. I did not consent to being edged. Okay. Moving on, even though I don't want to. Shelly and Ace, even though, actually, no, I'm actually okay with moving on because this is budding love. This is budding black love. And I love it. I love it. I kind of want to skip. I mean, honestly, there was a part of me that I was like, okay, Ace, don't piss me off. Because when he was talking to Nick and Nick was like, oh, are you going to close thing off with Shelly? Did like Taylor, make you feel like you might want to do that? And he's like, yeah, but I'm also worried about like people change in the outside world. And I was like, Boo Bear. Okay. Boo Bear. Like you were the one who has been with this person since the beginning. I'm going to need you to we only have 3 more episodes. You only have 3 more days or 4 more days in the villa. Get it together. And then they were also really cute in the, what's it called? In the challenge, and he was like all over her, and then heard them, honestly, him saying to her that he's like, You know what? It is really nice to see that. I wasn't sure if we were actually going to be kicked off or not because it didn't seem like America really liked us. But he was like, honestly, though, no matter what America says, I would always pick you. And I was like, not me blushing, not me getting butterflies. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it for us, Shelly, for us. So then they get picked to go into the hideaway, which I was so, so excited about because I was like, I really need them to get it in. And then I was wondering, he's like, oh, how about you go change into bathing suit? Then he goes outside, he makes a heart, puts A+C. And then when she comes out, he's like, jumps it down. And she was like, oh my God, this is so sweet. He's like, no, she's like, not the heart and A+C and the arrow. And then he had written her a letter. He had written her a letter. And it honestly, like, I got tears in my eyes. I got tears in my eyes. And honestly, I want us all to clock this, that before they got physical, he wanted to be exclusive. He wanted to be exclusive before things got physical. And I'm like, that's a good man, Savannah. That's a good man, Savannah. I was like, okay, Ace, I see you. I see you. I still in general don't like love his personality, but I do really like him for Shelly, and I do really like Shelly and him together, and I do really like the way that he's loving on her. I do. She deserves it. She deserves it. Especially with all this like hate and racism that we're getting, and that like, oh my God, I can't even gonna go through all of it, but like the things that are happening online against Shelly just because she had an argument with Huda, which they squashed, is absolutely insane. It's just gross behavior. Moving on, there's honestly nothing going on with Brian and Amaya. Honestly, like they are cute, they're adorable. I love them together. And then I think the only other thing was like Iris and Pepe. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that's lust or like, but Iris the whole time was like she wanted to get it in with Pepe, and her honestly being like, I wanted to go to the hideaway. Girl, you just got in this couple like 2 days ago. You were not getting voted to get into the hideaway. You're not gonna get into the hideaway. I mean, I love the Delulu because I love a Delulu queen, but like you're not getting the hideaway. And I also wonder, like, I wonder if they're actually gonna kind of like stay together, or if like once they leave, they're gonna go find TJ and go find Hannah, or if Hannah and TJ are not like gonna be interested in them. But other than that, this was a really good episode. This is a really good episode. Um, we get to vote tomorrow, or today actually, is going to be a new episode, and the parents are coming, and I'm actually really excited for Nick's parents to meet Alandria because they have been online talking about how much they love her. So I'm actually really, really excited about that, and for Nick to see how much his parents really like her. And then honestly, I think someone either gets voted off tomorrow night or we get to vote tonight for whoever gets voted off the next night. So I think the person that needs to go is either Huda or Chris, or Iris and Pepe. Those are the two that I think probably need to go. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. How did you like this episode? What were your favorite parts? And who do you think we should be voting off? Oh, I love these little chats of ours. And you know what? This is Bits of Banter with Antoinette. And if you like content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and leave your comments down below. And if you don't want to miss any bits of banter from me, please hit that notification bell at the top or the bottom, wherever it is for you. I love these little chats of ours. Love you, mean it. Bye.